back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. Well, I was down at the fan park with my buddy Lotzi, my buddy Kevin, watching the game tonight, and I had full intentions of doing my Fanatic Rundown down at Rogers Place, but following that heartbreaking overtime loss tonight, just didn't feel like the right atmosphere. Decided to sit on my thoughts for a while and do my video here tonight at home. Like I said, it was a heartbreaking loss, 5-4 tonight to the Florida Panthers. The Stanley Cup Finals now tied 1-1. Brad Marchand, definitely the hero tonight, scores 2 breakaway goals for the Panthers, including the breakaway goal in overtime. Kasperi Kapanen also had a breakaway. The Florida Panthers had a shot trickle in, hits the post. So the Oilers certainly had some luck along the way. Corey Perry, just cannot say enough about the guy. He scores with 17 seconds left to force overtime for the Edmonton Oilers, and you really thought tonight was going to be the night. I just knew that fan park was just going to explode if the Oilers scored that overtime goal, so that's why it was especially heartbreaking, and I know the scene inside Rogers Place was even a billion times bigger than what it was out in the fan park outside, but it was just absolutely insane, and would have loved to have seen that overtime goal for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, but they just didn't quite have it tonight. I mean, the Panthers, I think, were just a little bit better. I think the Oilers had more of the edge in game one, managed to come back. The Panthers got kind of a fortunate 3-1 lead. The Oilers found a way to come back, get that 4-3 win. But tonight, the Panthers just kind of seemed to have the answer for the Oilers. The Oilers, once again, fought their way back, like I said, tying it with 17 seconds to go. But I don't know. It would have been nice to get that overtime winner, have a 2-0 series lead, but this is the Stanley Cup Finals, 2 very evenly matched teams in the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers, so a 1-1 series tie, certainly not to be unexpected. The Oilers definitely do need to do in Florida what the Panthers did to here in Edmonton and get a split there, because obviously they don't want to be down 3-1 coming back to Edmonton. That goes without saying. Down 3-0 last year, but the Oilers were very fortunate to come back, tie that series, and force a Game 7. So a split in Florida is definitely a must. Like I said, Brad Marchand, definitely the hero of tonight's hockey game. Corey Perry, one of the heroes for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. I liked a lot of things they did, but they just didn't have that sustained pressure as much tonight. There was some good play down low, but I feel like the Oilers probably had more of the chances in overtime. Like I mentioned earlier, Kasperi Kapanen had a breakaway he couldn't bury. So the Oilers certainly had their chances. They definitely had some luck on their side to get to the point that they did in tonight's hockey game. But ultimately, I felt the Panthers were just the slightly better team tonight. The Oilers didn't quite box them out as well as they had in game one. They're a team that just doesn't quit. Stuart Skinner, I thought, was excellent again tonight. Maybe you don't love the winner in overtime, but those things happen. Overall, it just, like I said, it was the Panthers that felt like they were the slightly better team tonight, and to come out on top in this one, it was building towards what was going to be a really special night. It felt like I really thought the Oilers were going to take this one in overtime, so it's definitely a heartbreaking one. And just walking around the streets of Edmonton following the game, a lot of disappointed faces, and you could tell this one really hurt because, like I said, that fan park I was in, it was ready to absolutely explode. So we have a couple days off here. Next game on Monday in Florida, so the Oilers and Panthers can both look at things they can do to improve. I think the Oilers just getting back to what was making them successful against Vegas, Dallas, and LA, just doing the little things right, not falling behind. They were able to come back in game one, and certainly wasn't an insurmountable 4-3 lead for the Panthers tonight, but the Oilers have been chasing a lot in this series, so it'd be nice if they can get out to a lead, keep it. This one kind of went back and forth in the first period. It was really wide open, a lot of scoring, so the Oilers and Panthers could both do to lock it down a little bit going into Game 3, but We'll see what happens. Right now, the Oilers have found a way to get through Sergei Bobrovsky, but at the same time, Stuart Skinner certainly hasn't been impenetrable for the Florida Panthers, too. So it's the Stanley Cup Finals. These are definitely the two best teams remaining here in the NHL battling for the Stanley Cup. And going into this series, I predicted a 7-game series, so a 1-1 tie after two certainly comes as no surprise to me, and I'm certain for most of the hockey world as well. So we'll see how the Oilers do in Florida, but like I said, a split is definitely a must. I think going here into the Stanley Cup Finals, you definitely do not want to go down 3-1 to the Florida Panthers. But the Oilers are 6-3 on the road, I believe, in the playoffs this year, so they certainly know how to get it done, and I believe they will get at least a split in Florida, if not possibly coming home with a 3-1 series lead of their own. So I'll wrap it up there for tonight, guys. I think I'm going to just release this video in the morning, recording this at just before 1 a.m. So I'll just release this in the morning for you guys, and probably not too many people are going to watch it at 1 in the morning. So that's all for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Game 2. What do you think the Edmonton Oilers need to do to improve in Game 3? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.